Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Right now the date is Tuesday, February 12th, 2018, and the current time is approximately 7:10 p.m. And I just realized I did not minimize my windows. Now I have. So I want to talk about a few things. No new YouTube channel subscribers since my previous video, which was recorded less than an hour ago. Not to my knowledge anyway. And shout out to Gothica. Hello Gothica. You know, I've had a lot on my mind today. And I found that today was very challenging for a lot of people. I don't know if today was challenging for you. But today was challenging for several people that I know. A few of my clients had some issues, and I had a few issues come up for me. And I've always found that when I work with the planetary energies, I find that gives me a focus. It's the witch in me. I find that having a planetary focus gives me direction. So in magical traditions, Tuesday, which is today's day of the week, is the day of Mars. And in Western astrology, Mars is about powerful action. It's about decisive action. It is the planet of motivation. Also in Western astrology, a person's Mars sign is what gets them out of bed in the morning. For example, my Mars sign is Pisces. So I'm motivated by the desire for unity, community, and idealism. I'm motivated by the desire for creating a world that I envision, as opposed to keeping the world the way it is. Now, there are some things about this planet that I love and enjoy, and there are a lot of things that I love about being in a body that I love and enjoy. But there are some things that don't work for me. You know, racism does not work for me. People that are sex shaming and body shaming, that absolutely does not work for me. So when I wake up in the morning, when I get out of bed in the morning, my desire is to see how I can go about eliminating that, eradicating that, or even at the very least diminishing that. And there you have it. And that's something, and I also felt led to use a tarot deck during this video, which is why I'm following my divine guidance and doing that. And I'm actually, this is the Oracle Tarot by Lucy Cavendish. It's actually the only tarot deck or card deck that she's created that was published by Hay House. Most of her other decks have been published by Blue Angel Gallery, which is located in Australia. And I love Lucy Cavendish. I love her energy. I love what she writes. I love what she creates. I'm a big fan of hers, and I love her energy. But I'm not ready to pull a card yet, which is why I'm still shuffling. I also wanted to touch base on a few things. And I do this periodically because, oh, I guess I am pulling a card. Okay. Why am I not surprised? It is the Justice card. This is a great deck, by the way, for people who want to have a little bit of a cheat sheet in the form of like channeled messages, also known as key phrases. And it says honorable choices. And I'm not resonating with that right now. That may resonate for some of you. But I wanted to acknowledge that every card in this deck has those Cliff Notes kind of channeled messages. So I love the Justice card because it's definitely reminding me that before I can go out into the world and create community and unity and idealism, I need to see what I can do to create balance and harmony within myself. And the funny thing is, I really did not do that today. And my awesome audiovisual person had a look on his face like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, mm-hmm. So yeah, I didn't do that today, and that's something that I still have time to rectify. I know that it's already dark outside, and it doesn't matter. I'm still awake. I'm still alive. I can manifest a miracle in less than an hour, and I'm going to do that. So yeah, and it's so funny because when I look at the Justice card, I think of Mayet. Mayet is the ancient Egyptian goddess of truth, justice, and the Egyptian way. No, I'm just kidding. The nerd in me can't help but say that. Truth, justice, and cosmic order. And I do not know the ancient Egyptian word for cosmic order, or phrase for that matter, but the word that I think of when I hear the phrase cosmic order is actually not even an ancient Egyptian word or an Arabic word. It is a Sanskrit word, and it's Dharma. So I tend to think of Mayet as the ancient Egyptian goddess of truth, justice, and Dharma. And Dharma is a word that I know what it means. I know what its translation is, but when I meditate on the word Dharma, so many thoughts come into my mind. It's what I would call a one-word meditation and contemplation. And all these thoughts and ideas and ideals expand in my mind. So I look at Dharma as, to use one of my personal favorite phrases, divine life purpose. And it's like, okay, so did I utilize my divine life purpose today? And the answer is not yet. Because the fact of the matter is that I have, even though this day started out a bit disjointed in a lot of ways, I actually was able to contribute to a long-time client who's become a regular student and a lovely friend. I used to refer to her as a faithful student, but that seems inaccurate to me now. She's somebody who ongoingly uses my psychic services and has done so since September 2001. Those of us that live and or work or know people who live and or work in the New York City area know how significant September 2001 is, because it was on Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, that the World Trade Center was attacked, and that led to the demise of those buildings. So the fact that this person has been availing herself of my psychic services since the third week, since the week after 9/11, is a huge, humongous, enormous, ginormous, phenomenal honor for me. And it really does make a difference for me, to think, wow, somebody thinks that highly of me, somebody trusts me that much, that they've been availing themselves of my psychic services since that time, which, even though a lot of people who live and or work in or near the New York City area have recovered from that, it's still something that's, in the background. And, unfortunately, I do see a lot of paranoia that's still lingering when people are in the vicinity of a skyscraper, or in the vicinity of the World Trade Center, or what's called the 9/11 Memorial, or if they're on the subway, or if they're on a bus, or what have you. So the fact that this is still lingering just means that New York City needs a lot more healing. And for me, Mayet is all about balance and harmony. She's all about honoring one's dharma, honoring one's divine life plan, honoring and living one's divine life purpose. And she is definitely about inner wisdom. It is no coincidence that her divine consort is Tehuti. He is the ancient Egyptian god more commonly known as Thoth. He's often depicted as having the head of an ibis bird, I prefer him having the head of an ibis bird than the head of a baboon. I have nothing against primates, but I just love the elegance of that long ibis beak. Fun fact about Tehuti, which is the ancient Egyptian name for Thoth. One of his titles is Lord of the Anus, because the ibis bird has such a long beak that it can actually clean its anus very easily. And I truly believe that to develop a deeper connection to one's animal medicines, it's important to study the zoological and biological habits of the animals. You know, so let's say, for example, if one of your medicines is wolf, which happens to be one of my medicines as well, read about how wolves live their lives, like how they mate, how they connect to their packs, where they're located, where they live their lives, how they live their lives. If you have hummingbird as one of your medicines, study what hummingbirds do, how they live, how they function. It gives you greater insight into your life. I remember I had a client who was also a private tarot student who had as one of her animal medicines el condor, which is a very beautiful South American bird that is very similar to the vulture. And I remember reading about the condor in both Animal Wise and its companion book, Animal Speak, both written by the late and great Ted Andrews. By the way, a lot of people aren't familiar with Animal Wise because it was not published by Llewellyn Worldwide. Animal Speak was published by Mr. Andrews' publishing company, which is called Dragonhawk Publishing. And I forgot in what municipality in Tennessee it's located. But that's why, because I would tell people about Animal Speak and they were like, I never heard of this one. And I always thought that was odd. And then I'm like, oh, maybe because it's not published by Llewellyn and it's not as well known. Whatever. So whatever animal you will not find in Animal Wise, usually you'll find it in Animal Speak. And it remains one of my two of my personal favorite books when consulting the metaphysical properties and characteristics of animals. I do have a few others, but those are the two that I go to the most. And again, whatever animal is not listed in Animal Wise, it's usually listed in Animal Speak. I think I've gotten a little off topic, and I apologize. This wasn't meant to be a meandering video, but I felt I needed to talk about a few things. But before I conclude the video, which I'm going to do a little bit differently this time, I invite all of you who have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, to do so. And I'm also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. My other popular title, username, handle is the Tarot Man, which is ironic considering how adept I've become using oracle cards, runes, palmistry, but you know, my go-to is a tarot deck, obviously. And of course, if you have not already scheduled your intuitive card reading, your private metaphysical class, or your energy healing treatment, please do so. Strangely enough, I still have availability in February and March. I find that odd. But then again, I haven't been using my prosperity affirmations and spiritual decrees as often as I normally do, so it's not that odd. Once I get back in swing, we'll see what happens. I'll be available May or June. But I do want to keep some dates in February and March open for celebrating my birthday. As most of you know, I was unable to celebrate my birthday all month long in my birthday month, which was January. I am slowly but surely rectifying that, and happily so. And now I want to conclude this video a little bit differently than I normally do. So, I call upon Mayet, ancient Egyptian goddess of truth, justice, and cosmic order. I call upon her divine consort Tehuti, the ancient Egyptian god of moon magic, of inner wisdom, of creativity, and of cosmic communication. I call upon Archangel Michael, who is the divine protector of the archangels, and I call upon his beloved brothers, Archangel Gabriel, who is the divine communicator of the archangels and the divine messenger of the archangels, and I call upon Raphael, the divine healer of the archangels. And I call upon Uriel, who helps people heal and surrender and release anger, resentment, bitterness, and unforgiveness against themselves, others, and the world. I also call upon my sacred celestial mother Osset, the ancient Egyptian goddess more commonly known as Isis, and my divine father Pan, the ancient Greek lord of all. I call upon Selene, the Greek goddess of the full moon, and I call upon Ganesha, who is the Hindu elephant god that removes all obstacles and barriers. I call upon all of these celestial beings, as well as any other celestial beings who wish to come forth here and now, to heal all those who are watching this video right now, to remove all the obstacles and barriers of all those watching this video right now, to assist all those who are watching this video right now in moving forward, in obtaining whatever they need, in attracting, manifesting, and maintaining whatever they need to move forward, to be free, to be empowered, to be strong, to be motivated, to move forward in every endeavor, in every goal, in every opportunity, in every door that is opening up to them, and absolutely to also be free in every sense of the word. May they be provided for in every way. May they reclaim their divine birthright and their spiritual heritage. And may they always know that they are divinely supported, that they are spectacularly loved, that they are not alone in this realm. By moon and sea, so mote it be. I thank you, YouTube, for honoring who I am and what I do, and I wish all of you many blessings, many miracles, many joys, and many beautiful and bountiful surprises.